Blood. Lesson 3. Functions of blood. Have you ever had an injury that caused bleeding? Blood is a red liquid slightly thicker than water. At the end of lesson 2, you read that the circulatory system works closely with all your other body systems to maintain homeostasis. Blood is link that connects the circulatory system with all other body systems. The body transports substances throughout your body, helps protect the body it helps protect your body against infection and helps regulate your body's temperature. Transportation. Blood transports many different substances throughout your body. You read that blood carries oxygen to the carbon dioxide from the lungs, but blood also picks up nutrients in the lungs, also picks up nutrients in the small intestine and carries them to all the body cells. It transports hormones produced by the endocrine system. Blood also carries waste products to the excretory system. Most of the substances carried in blood are dissolved in the liquid part of blood. Protection. Some blood cells fight infections. These help protect you from harmful organisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites. Blood also contains materials that help repair the torn blood vessels and heal wounds. These materials help protect the body from losing too much blood. Temperature regulation. Blood helps your body maintain a steady temperature of about 37 degrees. When your body temperature rises, the blood vessels near the surface of your skin widen. The increases of blood flow to skin surface and release more thermal energy to the air. Your body cools down. When your body temperature lowers, the vessel at the skin surface get narrower. This decreases blood flow to the surface of your energy and reduces the amount of thermal energy that is lost to the air. Your body warms up. Parts of blood. Blood is considered a tissue because it is made out of different blends of cells that work together. As shown in Figure 9, blood cells consists of 4 main parts: red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Most adults have 70 milliliters of blood per kilogram of body weight. An average adult has about 5 to 6 liters of blood. Red blood cells. Every cubic meter of your blood contains 4 to 6 million red blood cells, or erythrocytes. Red blood cells contain hemoglobin, iron-rich protein molecule in the alveoli of the lungs. Oxygen binds to the hemoglobin in the red blood cells. The hemoglobin releases the oxygen when red blood cells enter the capillaries, comes into contact with body cells. How would you describe the shape of the red blood cells in Figure 9? Some people describe them as a donut without a hole. The flattened disc shape gives them more surface area. That means red blood cells can carry more oxygen than if they were round like a ball. Your body produces new red blood cells all the time because they wear out in a few months. Your body also contains several kinds of white blood cells, or leukocytes. Shown in Figure 9, all white blood cells protect your body from illnesses and infection. Some attack viruses, bacteria, and parasites that might invade your body. Most white blood cells last only a few days and are constantly replaced. You have far fewer white blood cells, 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter, than red blood cells. Platelets. What happens if you get a cut? The cut bleeds for a short time and then the blood clots. As shown in Figure 10, platelets are small irregularly shaped pieces of cells that plug wounds and stop bleeding. Platelets produce proteins that help strengthen the plug. Strengthen the plug. Without platelets, blood would not stop flowing. Your blood contains 100,050 150,000 to 440,000 platelets per cubic millimeter. Plasma, the yellowish liquid part of blood cell called plasma, transports blood cells. Plasma is 90% water, which helps thin the blood. And this enables it to more travel through small blood vessels. Many molecules are dissolved in plasma. This includes salt, vitamins, sugars, minerals, proteins, and cellular wastes. Plasma also plays an important role in regulating the activities of the cell in the body. For example, plasma carries chemical messages that control the amount of salt and glucose that enters the cell. Blood types. Do you know anyone who donates blood? Donated blood is used to help people who have lost too much blood from an injury or surgery and need a transfusion. A blood transfusion is the transfer of blood from this one person to another. Even though your blood has the same full parts as everyone else's red cells, white cells, platelets, and plasma can't receive blood from just anyone. Why? Because different people have different blood types. The ABO system. You inherited your blood type from your parents. Blood type refers to the type of proteins or antigens of red blood cells. The 4 human blood types are A, B, and O. Type A blood cells have the A antigen. Type B cells have the B antigen. Type AB has both A and B antigens. Type O has no antigens. Why is blood type so important? Any type of blood transfusion brings foreign antigens to someone's blood. The red blood cells will clump together and lose their ability to function. Clumps form because clumping proteins in blood plasma. As shown in Table 2, people with types A, B, and O have clumping proteins in their plasma. For example, a person with type A blood has anti-B clumping proteins. If given type B blood, his or her anti-proteins would attack type B antigens and cause type B red blood cells to clump together. Type AB blood has no clumping proteins. People with AB blood are known as universal recipients because they can receive transfusions of any blood. Type O blood has clumping proteins that attack both A and B antigens. People who type O are usually known as universal donors because they can donate blood to anyone. The Rh factor, another protein found on red blood cells in a chemical marker called the Rh factor. People's blood cells that have this protein are Rh positive. People who do not have the Rh negative, if Rh positive blood is mixed with Rh positive, people who do not have the Rh negative, if Rh positive blood is mixed with Rh negative blood, clumping can result. Blood types usually have a plus sign or a minus sign to indicate whether a person is Rh positive or negative. For example, a person with an A plus blood type has red blood cells, as red cells with A antigens, and the Rh factor. Someone with O minus blood has no antigens or no Rh factor. Blood disorders. Some medical conditions disrupt the normal functions of blood. People with hemophilia lack a protein needed to clot blood. A person who has hemophilia bleeds at the same rate as other people, but the bleeding does not stop as quickly. People suffering from anemia have low numbers of red blood cells or have red blood cells that do not contain enough hemoglobin. As a result, the blood might not carry as much oxygen as the body needs. Bone marrow, the soft tissue in the center of bones, produces red blood cells. The cancer of bone marrow is called leukemia. This kind of cancer can slow or prevent blood cells formation. Leukemia can lead to anemia and a endangered immune system. People who inherit sickle cell disease have red blood cells shaped like crescents, as shown in figure 11. Sickle-shaped do not move through blood vessels as early as normal disc-shaped cells. Sickle cells can prevent oxygen from reaching tissues and cause sickle cell anemia.